Hi, welcome to the Power of Care Spotlight. I'm Larry Moliterno with Meridian Community Care, and we're here again with Carlton Sears, who's the Executive Director of the local Mahoning County and Youngstown Library System. And I have to say, knew you when you first kind of came into this into Youngstown, and what you've done for our library system. I know you're ready to retire very soon, but you really have transformed our library system with your kind of innovative approach and futuristic approach to what our library system could be. So I want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you, but it's not me. You know, I'm a part of something. The key, I think, is that I had a board of trustees that put a lot of confidence in me. That allowed me to put confidence in the people that work for me, and that allowed them to be creative. And all that I've been really doing is managing their creativity.
And what was your approach? What was your theory to what you envisioned the library system to look like?
Well, I guess, you know, one of the things, the library is a unique institution in society. It's an institution that people tend to trust. It's impartial. Finding an impartial institution that doesn't have an agenda in today's society is real tough. And frankly, part of what drove me was I read what Harwood was talking about, how you make civic communities change, and realized the library had a potential to make an impact in this area beyond just that of a library. It could be a place where people come together and talk about issues. It could be a place that helps bridge divides between communities. You see that at the Newport branch at Market and Midlothian, where you have boardmen in the city of Youngstown. People come together. And what I was really trying to do is to make the library a more visceral part of people's lives. Not quite so aloof, but really related to what mattered to people. And that sort of led us in the direction of early literacy and trying to focus on those skills from the time babies are born to 3 or 4 years of age, because what happens in a baby's brain at that time of life is so important to their future development, their whole life. There's been plenty of reports done that if you don't get to a child and instill those skills by 3 or 4, they're behind forever. And so we wanted to work in that space and make good on that.
Well, so it's certainly not just a place where people went and got books.
No.
I mean, it's really advanced into being much more of a community resource than I think it ever
community
had.
gathering place. We put a lot of emphasis on meeting rooms just merely so people could come together and talk, and there'd be places that were neutral spaces where people could gather. In some cases, there's a little bit of a bent to it when we could do a little bit of a profit-making thing with it, when have a deli and a library, and it worked.
Right.
We said, let's go with it.
And so what do you see now moving forward? I know you're retiring to go and to do some other things, but what do you see as the biggest challenges that are going to be facing our library system? We know the funding's been tight.
Well, I think the biggest thing is maintaining the people's trust. People have trusted this institution. They've supported the institution. It has challenges, but you know, it needs to move ahead, listening to the community, executing on its promises. And if it stays rooted in the community in terms of its decision making, keeps its promises, maintain the trust, I think it'll be fine. But you know, that's a difficult thing to do, because you have to go out, really listen, try to discern what people's interests are, and then align your actions with those interests.
Okay. Well, again, Carlton, thank you very much for what you've done for the library system here in the Mahoning County. For Meridian Community Care and the Power of Care Spotlight, I'm Larry Moliterno.